Hey, how you doing? Let's do it to it. Let's get it done. Alright. This is Cambridge, the spring tournament, 2009. White wins a difficult and instructive ending. So white is Marshall and black is J. Mizzles. So E4, D5, bishop C4. So he's kind of going more towards a Queen's Gambit accepted. Mislov is fond of this defense because it leads to a fairly open game. As a rule, it is one possible drawback. The one possible drawback is that white may obtain a lead in development, which will make it difficult for black to equalize. Knight F6. Bishop takes pawn. So the bishop's out now. E6. Knight C3. C5. Knight F3. Bishop E7. Castles for white, castles for black. They're saying that potentially black could have played here, or he could actually play. Oops, wrong pawn. A6 with the potential idea of, and then undermining the structure, trying to get some attack in. But he decided to castle. Just play solid. Queen to E2. He played A6. Pawn A6. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Pawn. So you could do this. My grandmaster teacher told me that if the bishop has moved, and then you can take the c5 pawn if you're white when the bishop moves. Okay, e4. What he's trying to do now, implement the bishops coming to g5 and potentially play e5. So knight c6, bishop g5, bishop e2. Oh, not d7, sorry. Bishop e7. Because if he had played this here, he would have lost a piece with e5 because of the pin. So that would have been horrible. We don't want that. We want to have good. Queen rook to d1, so ad1. Queen to c7. Now we have e5, knight d7, bishop takes, knight takes, and then bishop to d3. with the idea of potentially playing bishop e4 with kaboom, mate. Knight to the knight to king g8. Instead of this one, it's this one. Boom. Bishop takes knight. It takes g6. Excuse me. Must follow. So rook to d6. This is an anchor. That's what my teacher taught me. And it gets an exclam. Yay. It's beautiful. Knight b6. And in it comes. The idea is potentially to see if we can't go whoop, and whoop, whoop, whoop. There. And then the king has to run, and we could plop in a really nice knight to g5 with this, and then whoop, right there. Queen e4. This sacrifice of an exchange must have come as a surprise for our opponent, because if he takes here, then the rook takes, and we're actually doing really good. Knight takes rook, and then pawn takes knight, because now he's got a passer. He could take the knight pawn here, and then rook to with this. Boom. That's the idea. Queen d8. Okay. I push. If bishop takes, I know what you're thinking. Wait. Yep, there it is. If here, then you have to be ready to take here. And if he takes here, so nothing there. So he has to move the queen, and that's where you get it. Bishop takes pawn, turns into a queen. Hello. Queen rook takes the newly found monarch. And then g3. King rook to d8. Rook takes check. Rook takes. That was a mistake. There's no need for that. It's a waste of time. White has a material advantage enough to win, although the process is normally a lengthy one, since the knights are often at a disadvantage against an agile rook. The text makes it possible for white to exchange the queens. Black has played to exchange as many pawns as possible because of the well-known drawing possibility against two knights. What in the I don't get it. There's something I'm missing here. Okay. What am I missing? Somewhere along the line, I forgot a rook pawn move. Where could that have been? Let me see, where did I miss that rook pawn move for me? It was on number 25, I think. '23 is where I made a mistake, and that's why it doesn't work out. Now we got it. Now we take. Now we take. Now we play the other rook in a pawn move, and now we play there. Now we play here. Exclam. There, takes. we go. Now we're doing it now. Hip hip hooray. What a happy day. Oops, wrong spot. Garden and pollen. Excuse me. The rook utterly runs into trouble here, but against best play, white would win by a laborsome process of connecting the queen pawn and win queen rook pawn, and then advance the passed pawn here. So what the king's going to try to do, come here, gobble this, and advance this up the board. So knight to d4, pawn to g4, pawn takes, rook takes, knight e5, or e3, rook b5, or f4 I mean, pawn f3, e5. Knight to e6, rook to king here, okay. Knight takes pawn. Of course, you know, if king takes, he loses on the spot with so he can't take there. King f3. Excuse me. Knight e4. there. Knight b5. Check. King d6. King c3. Rook a2. King king to c4. Rook to a8. Knight f5 check. King c6. Knight takes a6. Nice tactic, because of course you see if rook takes, then the king moves here, and then king takes, and then we just come up here and round up and we're good to go. King to b3, b6. He's just totally setting up all the forks galore. The pawn is gone. He's getting ready to bring up the reinforcements and come after him. Rotate pawn. There we go. Up they come. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Come in here, and then we got these gobbled. And what will eventually happen after something like this, what you could do is play check here, and he has to actually come over here. You check, he comes up. You turn into a queen, he comes there, and then it's checkmate. So it's forced mate in like 5 at that point. There's a way to hold a little longer, but not much, and I'll show you. So after this, this right here, you can actually play here, still check, at this point you can play up here. If he takes, knight takes, king takes, knight takes, and that doesn't have any teeth anymore. If he tries coming here, we just win. And then what we'll do is we'll get our knight there with our king and walk this pawn all the way down the board. So they can hold on longer, like the AI is saying a mate in 13. So 13 more moves black can hold on for. Okay, let's get into our next, we'll get into our puzzles, and then we'll get to our endgame. let's see here. 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, and 3. Okay. White to mate 2. So what do you think the equation is? Mate 2 for white. I'll give you 15 more seconds, and then we'll solve them. Okay, rook takes, king takes, and then mate. There we go. Great find there, my friends. Great job. Let's go to board edit, and then we're going to clear the board. I think I have it wrong. I think I have it down here. Hey. Hey, how you doing? Oh, that's good. Glad that you can see the stream. There we go. Okay. White to mate in 2. White to mate in 2. Yeah, we do. There are our accounts up to close to 2,900. It's 2858 or something like that. 2,858. I just haven't done it for a while. Yeah. But so we're I'm trying to because it's the puzzles now on those are a lot of end game, and so that's why we're going over our end game, and we're doing mate 2s, because a lot of the puzzles are solved by mate 2s, but you have to look really deep for those. And so I'm trying to get re-upped on some of those puzzles. And I'm using Daddy Pogar's book for that. So white to mate 2. What you thinking the move's gonna be? This is actually a pretty fun mate 2, if you can find the mate 2. I know you can though. I should have phrased that with, I know you can find the mate 2. When you find it, you're gonna really enjoy the mate 2. It's really a beautiful mate 2. I know I'm saying mate 2 a lot, but it is a beautiful one. The only problem with this move here is takes, and then if bishop checks, king g5. So there's one move that's even better than that. There's one move that's even better than that. There's one move. This move is right here. This move's right here, but you got to do something first. I'll give you a hint on that. That move is queen e4 is right on move 2. Queen e4 mate it'd be actually queen e4 queen e6 mate. But you have to set up for something first. So on move 2, queen e6 is mate. But you got to set up for something first. What's that move? So give it your best. If you need another hint, just tell me and I'll get you another hint. I'll give you a second to think about this. So just take your time. Think about using a pin to set up a mate. Think about using a pin to set up for mate. Can would you like me to yay! Yay! Congratulations. And then there, nice job. Great job there. That was a tough one, but I knew you could get it. And what if he what? He can't go. He can't do that. It cuts it off. E4 check, and then the queen has to. Queen takes E4, and then queen to. Let me see. I think it's D. I think it's D3 mate, I believe. Oh, sorry, not D3, D6. Sorry about that. I'm looking at it from black side of the board. Sorry, just give me a second. I knew I looked at it from the wrong side. It's D6. Sorry, D6 mate. There we go. I had it from the wrong side. It's actually D6 mate because the queen covers G4. The queen actually covers G4. And so there's no mate there. Come on, there we go. Perfect. Yay. Everything's working out wonderfully. Hip hip hooray. This is a great day. There we go. 3, 2, 3, 1, 3. Everything's working out really good. My computer's behaving, and my chess cruncher team is finding all the good moves. You know, you can't have a. That's a great day when that happens, and especially since the Lord's in control. Hey, there's a infinitely good day there. Okay. Okay, mate and 2 again. Alright, I'll copy this so then I don't have to put it in. Let's do it again. As I like to say, play it again, Sam. That's a little humor there. That's from a jukebox. Well, when you're doing chess, you remember what we always talk about at the end. You have to always think positive thoughts because it affects your play. So it's important how you go into a chess game too. If you believe that you can, like remember what Rusty says, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. But either way, you're the chess player who's playing whatever side you are is right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got it. So just always remember that, because whatever happens, have fun. Whatever happens, have fun. Because there's there's another game in your horizon that you get to play, and what greater gift than to be able to play chess? Let's see here. Let's see what we gotta have a forcing move. I'm trying to think. Ah, yeah, there. So here, king takes and then queen. Nice. Tells you there's Harry the H pawn. Harry the H pawn really came in handy. He supports the queen. He is the hero in a lot of positions. Harry the H pawn is. So he deserves many medals of for his valor. He's the most unthanked pawn there is out there. Harry's done so much to help build both sides of the empire. Okay, dokie. Okay, oops, I have to oh, perfect. Okay, we're good to go. There we go. Mate and two. White to mate and two. Try again. King takes. Oh no, don't tell me. My computer was working really good. Come on. Don't lag on me now. Don't lag on me now. Oh no. No, it was doing so good. My computer was being so positive. Uh, but try a different move sequence. If you still can see me and hear me, try a different move sequence. My computer will be back up. It will be responding in just a little bit. But just try a different move sequence, because the king would be able to take b7, and you wouldn't be able to make any progress. The knight won't go to b2 or b8. The knight won't go to b8. Just gotta give it a second. I'll be right back. Okay, the only problem with this is that the king could actually take here, then there's nothing. Try again, try a different move. Okay, now it's working. Good. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. I'll help you with this one. Rook to b8 check. If knight takes b8, then rook c rook c7 is mate. Because I know that one was kind of a tough one. But you know what? You gave it your best effort, and that's what matters. Hey, you're doing great. Keep up the good work. You know what? You're doing great. Whatever you do, don't stop. Because that's the only way you can get better is by constantly striving every day. But remember, have fun. Just remember to always have fun with chess, though. Always remember to have fun. Oops, I forgot to put white to move. Sorry. I knew I forgot something. So, there we go. Excuse me. I don't know if that's mate. I think he can move to c6. I don't know if that's the mate we're looking for. I believe it's rook e7. If king f3 there, we have mate on f5. And if king f6, we have nope, we don't have mate there. We have mate. Let's see, where do we have mate? Where do we have it? Oh, nope, that's not mate. What am I missing here? What am I overlooking? Am I missing something? Is there a mate here? A mate in 2, a mate in 1? Or did I overlook something? I just gotta check. I may have overlooked something. Yeah, that's mate in 6. So there's something that I missed. Let's see, F. King D. No, I don't think that. Not sure if that's the mate. Because he can actually come here, then that's mate 6. I'm wondering if it's not F4. And if king takes and you have mate. If queen takes, you got mate. But does he have a continuation that causes any chaos though? I'm gonna check to mate to see if king F4 is the mate. Yep, that's it. Okay, surprisingly, rook F4 is the mate in 1. That's mate. And then that's mate. I think that's... And then if he moves any other move, like knight here, knight there, any rooks, any queen moves. Like if he tries queen here, you have queen F, so there's no mates. And if he tries queen here to F6, queen F6 is interesting. What to do? What to do? Oh, no, that wouldn't work. Oh, queen takes. Oh, so we could actually take. Oh, queen takes there. Okay, I forgot the pawns were going this way. Yeah, that works. So there's no way to stop it. No way. No, sir, there is no way to stop it. So that was an interesting one. I really thought that for such a small amount of pieces on the board, that had a lot of sting to it. Wow, that's a huge pawn chain. Wowzers. And then one queen. Let's see. 2, 2, 3, actually 4, 3, 4, maybe 5, and then there. Yep, we're good. Mate, right to move, mate 2. Right to move, mate 2. This one should be a walk in the park. This should be a walk in the park. Pretty easy. Not easy, I should say easy. It's a straightforward move. Because there really isn't, yeah. The reason I say walk in the park is a walk in the park is usually nice, and so when a combination is nicely set up for in a puzzle, it's always nice to do that. Like, oh, I like walking in the park. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Right on. Right on. That was the nice setup right there. Nice job. Kaboom. That is true. Do, do, do. Yeah. See if I got that 2 1 1 3 1 3. Yep, we got it. We're good. Here we go. There we go. Mhm. Yep, you got it. Nice job. That was spot on there. There's 5, 3. Oops, I almost forgot the king. There's 4. So 5, 4, 3, 1, 1. Perfect. There you go. Hmm. Mhm. Good job. That's right. He's got to take, and then when you do that, there's your mate. Great job there. That was nice. Keep up the good work. have to have the king, the queen. I think I have another queen up here. Oops, no, don't do that. Sometimes it's funny. My computer does stuff like that. But hey, go with the punches, as I like to say. Let's see if you can find the mate into. This one's a pretty cool one. I like this one. This one teaches you a full board vision. You gotta have full board vision for this one. Just look at all possibilities. Don't just if you think one looks good, just take it out. This one is really a nice one. Do you have the combination? I actually really like this one. This teaches that first a forcing move and then a retreating move actually wins with mate. So it's like a frontal attack. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, this one, it teaches who to think that a retreating move actually would lead to mate. First, we're taught always to go for the knockout. Like that's a frontal punch, and then all of a sudden we come back and the reverse to F4 is actually checkmate. So it teaches us that as a chess player, it's okay sometimes to retreat, but make sure your retreat deals more damage. And I think checkmate is the ultimate damage as far as I'm concerned. Let's delete, clear the board. There we go. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Hold on. That didn't work out like I thought it would. Hold on. There we go. Now we're good. Now it's right. Yep, I got the answer. Yes, I have I see the answer. Do you have the answer? It took me a second. Do you have the answer? I know what the answer is. If you do you need help? Okay. Will do. Not a problem at all. If you need any hints though, or if you need a kind of something to get you on the right track, if you're kind of feeling like um, sometimes I get like, oh no, it's I get frustrated. If you're getting frustrated, just let me know and I'll give you a hint so you can give it a shot. Oh, okay. It's a queen move. Sorry, it's a queen move. It's a queen move. The first move is a queen move. And it also involves I have to probably give you a little bit more than that. There we go. So queen move with check. Otherwise, it's like it'd be like playing the game Guess Who, and that's not fun if you don't if they don't tip down the guys that are wrong. I loved that game. I also loved Mastermind. That was fun. Yeah, it got down to like different eye colors would make a difference on in what thing. Yeah. Okay. Queen b4 check. If he takes c6, knight f7 is mate. If he takes, I'm thinking, let me see about this one. Thinking, did I miss the mate here? I think I might have missed the mate on, maybe I missed the mate on this one. Nope, e7 again. Okay. Sorry, just wanted to make sure my combinations were right. If he takes here, that's mate. Okay. If he takes here, that's checkmate. Okay. There we go. Just wanted to make sure. All right, perfect. Because sometimes, you know how the first move could be mate, but the second, he has a second combination that could end up with you being that it not work. I've actually done that. I've had one that if he moves a certain way, it would be mate. It's okay. Hey, you know what? Keep up the good work. Yeah, I gotta turn the frown upside down. Here, I'll give you a smiley face. There you go. You know, there's nobody perfect. There was one who was perfect, so no human is perfect. Well, I can't say that. There was one, so and so right now, as we on Earth, there is nobody right now, I guess, that is perfect. So I can say that. But as long as you keep striving to get better, you'll constantly you'll constantly improve. But we're always going to make mistakes. So it's just remember how you handle the mistake that defines you. Because even even world champion Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen still makes mistakes sometimes, and he's world champion. So okay, mate. Excuse me. Little hiccup there. Uh, Sometimes I dislike when I get the hiccups every once in a while. It's a pain in the drain. And if I drink a little soda, I think I'll be a little better. Much better. Much better. Sometimes I get into the hiccups and I don't like that. But we have to stay focused on task. Let me see here. Let me see. I want to make sure I got that right. Yep, I have it all right. Sounds good. Boy, let me see what could be the move. Ah, I got it. That's silly me. This is a the straightforward one. I see it. I see it now. That's silly. Good thing we didn't dismiss our move. That would be one of our moves. That would have been bad if I had dismissed this one move. If you need a hint, just let me know, okay? Because I'm always here to help facilitate learning. That's what my grandmaster teacher told me, and so I thought, you know what? That's cool. Yay! Great job. Great job. That's it. Nice. One more, and then we get to do our end game. That's fun. Let's see here. Yep, you got it. Hey, how you doing? uh, there we go. Oops, I forgot. I forgot to put. Well, that's funny. I forgot to put white king. Oh, that is funny. Two black kings. That's funny. I don't know how the black king got there. That is funny. Okay. And so one more, and then we are starting our end game. Hip hip hooray. Perfect. There we go. Okay, dokie. I'll get the Jeremy Silman ready to go. Let's do it too. Oops, I gotta put that in there. White to mate and 2. mate in 3. I believe I have that one set up right, so let me make sure. Yep, that's right, it's mate 2. So trying to see here. Boy, this is a tough one. So let me take a peek to make sure it's set up right. Yeah, so that is right. Okay, just wanted to make sure I was looking at it right. Yeah, there is a mate 2. I had to check with the engine to make sure that I was correct, and it was right. I'm glad I did. I was thinking I was missing something. I was thinking I must be seeing things. No, there's a mate in 2 here. There is a mate in 2. It's a queen move. Oh, strong move. Sorry, wrong spot. That's funny. Sorry, that was a mouse slip on my fault. There you go. Great job. Never be afraid to, if you need like a hint or anything, to ask for a hint. Okay, here we go. This is our next session. Yeah, they are fun. This is our next section in the Jeremy Silva book is Queen and Pawn Endgames Pass Pawns Rule. That's the next section. I'm gonna just set up a really quick one. I'm not going to post it on analysis. I'm just going to show you an idea that Jeremy Silva was talking about. This right here is pass pawns are important in endgames, but they have greater importance in queen endgames. Why is this the case? Let's look at a few sessions of king list diagrams. So this is a king list diagram. And then here's one that's a rook. This is a king list diagram, and then so he did a bishop, then he did the knights. And see, all these diagrams that we've positioned here, each side has the same knight versus knight, bishop versus bishop, and rook versus rook. White is a pawn up, and the defending piece is blocking the enemy pawn. In each case, the blockade of the pawn can't be broken. It can't be broken. Let's compare the following kingless endgame diagram from the previous three to this one. Here, white can break black's blockade with queen b, queen to b5, queen to oops, I'll just make there to be kings on the board, otherwise I can't I'm not going to make this a study, so I'm just going to show it to you. This is an idea, this is an idea, and if he could potentially break it with f6, c7, all different types of combinations. These four setups here that we just are three setups that we talked about show that it was three, but it's four because of the queen one here. It shows us that 3 out of the 4 you can't make any progress. If it's a knight, if it's a bishop, or if it's a rook, you can't make any progress. The only one with the passed pawn that you can make progress on is one with queens and a pawn. Those are the only ones that you can make progress on. And this is the idea: bishop versus knight, knight versus knight, rook versus rook. Without king or other pieces, pawns are helping are able to be blockaded, and the blockade won't be broken if you're dealing with a knight, rook, or bishop. A queen, though, can. However, in a queen endgame, the defending blockade can easily be torn down by the stronger side's queen and pawn. Passed pawns have greater impact in the queen endgames because a blockade of the advanced passer is very difficult, and if not impossible to maintain. The following should show the brute force of this rule. So we're going to set up one. I believe he has moves for this. No, I don't think he's got moves for this. Does he have moves for this one? Let me see. No, he doesn't have moves for this one. I'll just set this one up. This doesn't have any moves, so we'll just set this one up again. One like this as well. And we're just going to go over it. The ones that have moves I'll set up so that we have the ability to do it, because the other ones he's just using as diagrams to and it's black to move and draw. In the endgame, a passed pawn value is dependent on how advanced it is. When both sides have passed pawns, the player with the fastest passer, even if he's a pawn or two behind, or 4 in this one, often has a marked advantage. So it's kind of interesting. Even though black has these 4 passers here, the whole tide turner is this bishop, this pawn here, because there's no way for it to stop the queening process. And queen to 1 second. Hold on. Queen g5 check. And though black is no less than 4 pawns ahead, white's single a pawn is so powerful that black's forces are scrambled for a draw. He has four. Can you imagine? We would desire to have four passed pawns, but this one a6 pawn's value is worth almost all of these and more. This one pawn right here, I'll show you. This one pawn here is worth more than the queen and the 5 pawns combined. It's so important that black's scrambling to get a draw. Can you imagine five passed pawns, and he's basically struggling to get a draw here because of this one pawn? I think that's amazing. Yeah, this one pawn right here, like what he was saying, because it's more advanced than this pawn and all these pawns, this pawn causes a draw. That's just incredible how that could be. 5 passed pawns don't compare to a a6 pawn with the queen protecting the queening square. That's impressive, I gotta say. Understanding the rule connected with the diagram here is vital. Allows you to save positions that appear lost. This position, if you gave it to somebody, gave it to a player who doesn't know their endgame, white would resign here. Sad to say, white would say, "Oh man," white may not resign, but white would say, "Oh boy," here at this point. White would say, "Oh boy." They'd say that black's better here. But because we've been studying Jeremy Silman's endgame, we realize that it's black who's actually eternally worse here. And if black doesn't get a draw, white's gonna catapult this pawn all the way to a8, and he's gonna actually win. White's gonna win over black. So if there was some miracle that this king could somehow survive and get over here and get shielded, this a pawn would win the day. That's what he's trying to say. And now we're going to take a look. Now he has ones that have moves in them, so we'll probably do this one, and then I'll probably log it off because there's this is a little bit longer of one, and so we'll be able to get a really good endgame setup here. Let's set this up. I'm just always impressed in some of the endgames. Some endgames are just the rules that apply to them. You would think that you have a one game, but in reality, it's actually a draw. That's a shocker sometimes when you actually calculate. You think you're winning, and then you realize, oh no, it's a draw, even though you're 5 passed pawns up. You're 5 passed pawns up. That's incredible there. Okay. White to move and draw. White is 2 pawns down appropriately for actually for nothing. He's 2 pawns down for 0. All of black's pawns are safe. His king is secure. White's queen side majority seems to be going nowhere fast. But as we've already stated, material often takes a back seat to a passed pawn and a queen and pawn endgame. Since white's only plus is the queen side majority, he must create a passed pawn in that sector no matter what the price. Kind of like Transformer when Optimus Prime had to go after Megatron in the cartoon one, when no matter what, no matter the cost. It's kind of that type of a thing. You could think of this queen as like a Megatron and Optimus type of battle, and whoever can get the upper hand is going to win. So he has to fight his way to facing basically like that, and if he can get a pass pawn. Oh no, not the stall again. Drat. We were getting into a good part too. Okay, but what I'll try to do explain it in words because my computer's being rebellious right now. So white needs to, with all their might, no matter what. It doesn't matter the cost of anything. They have to get a pass pawn. They have to get a pass pawn. There's I know I repeated that like 3 or 4 times, but it's vital that they do that. And if white can, then white can hold a draw in that position, even though it looks dire. Or as I like to say, it looks losing. There is still a possibility to draw. Oh boy. We're almost there. Good, 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 good. It's back. Okay. There we go. This is interesting. 1 sec, I'll be right back. Okay, perfect. Now we're back. We're back in this. Back rocking and rolling. Okay. This is what it is. White is 2 pawns down for nothing. He's already started material off and takes back seat. Okay. He must create a pass pawn at all costs. So White's first move is Queen d4 check. Kaboom. King g8. And then b6 exclam. This is a vital move here. Let's make a study out of this. Hold on, I gotta make our first study. Give me a second, I'll make our first study in this section. What's the name of it? Okay. So what we're doing here is we have to make, no matter what the cost, we have to make a pass pawn. They're saying that potentially, if the king, even worse for white, is actually king h7, that's a double question mark. b6 is a single exclam. So king h. When queen to f4, and it's actually, this is an exclam move, because the move that would be played is queen b6. I know what you're thinking. What if queen takes, right, and then pawn takes, and then the king moves? This becomes a passed pawn, and it's over at that point. And if d4, king, yeah, we can bring our king over here. We could actually, if d4 here, and then we stop that. So that actually is winning. So there's two different lines you can go down. And so this is actually what was played, and then queen to b6 was what was actually played. Easy win for white is if he played queen e8 is an easy win, because queen c7, and then we pick up this. There's no doubt about it. If he takes here, we can actually take here and then play queen b7 and escort the pawn down. We get a similar position, but this time we got 2 pawns, so hip hip hooray. It's also grim, so the idea is after here, queen, hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Queen b6 here, then f7, king h6, f8 check, king h7, king g2, d4, queen f7 check, king h6, and then b7. Queen c5, b6 again with an exclam mark, wins on the spot. because we've already worked out that if queen takes, pawn takes, that queens, so it's all over. Sacrificing a pawn, which puts him 3 pawns behind, in order to create a far advanced pawn is required. So you can actually do that. So A takes B, Queen A4, Queen A7, Queen E8 check, King G7, and then Queen to C8. And now we can park our queen on C8 and force an exchange. So suddenly it's clear that White's A pawn soon will be unblocked by Queen B7. In light years ahead of Black's whole entire armada of pawns, there's nothing that he can actually do. Like B5, Queen B7, Queen takes F2 check, King H1, Queen takes G3, and then A7, King E1, and he's still blocking a far advanced pawn is often impossible in a queen endgame. The defender often resorts to a perpetual check at his main survival mode weapon. To combine this, there are 2 basic ways for stronger side to avoid the perpetual and try for a full point. But first of all, we need to go over, we got to go back to this move here though, because I want to put in some sublines. If Black had played D4 here, this is actually a mistake. I got to put in the sublines to show you. I showed you the main line. Now these are the sublines if he doesn't go down the main line. So A7, Queen A8, Queen A6, D3, Queen takes B6, King H7, Queen B8, Queen F3, A8 equals Queen, Queen takes, actually not Queen takes, delete, Queen takes F2, and then Queen G2, and it's resignable at this point. It's resigned. And then now we go to move 6, and it's Black to move if Queen D4 here, Queen oops, now that was my bad. Hold on, let me see here. Okay. If King to G2, Queen D4, Queen B7, Queen E4 check, King G1, H, King takes, Queen H4, but it says check. What? How could Queen H4 be check? Hold on. Let me see. What did I miss something here? So D, B, E, G, H takes. Maybe he means G. Oh, it's G4 check. It's G4 check. I think we missed a move. And then if it comes there, maybe. That's it. That's odd. That is odd because G4 and then takes. Then it says Queen takes and it's check. The king must have went instead of to G. Must have went, but he can't. Maybe he went to GH2, and then here, then takes, check. And then it's an equal position at this point. Okay, that makes more sense. I'll still keep the other line. And that's about it. Okay, the dual purpose, and then I got a log, is this. The dual purpose of the queens is the queens escort the pawn down the board and simultaneously cover the road to advanced to the king. So basically, a road so the queen could actually the queen has to cover where the king would go. Double pawn protection covers. The double pawns around the stronger side's king acts as a wall and blocking any of and all checks. So the dual purpose of the queen is to actually make sure that that the queen can't check. So if we could somehow have made it so that the queen couldn't have checked on e4, then we would have saved the king a lot of problems. Like if this pawn wasn't here, if this one pawn wasn't here, the queen would cover the checking point, which would make it almost impossible for the queen to get a perpetual. If this d pawn was gone off the board, she would be dually protecting the a7 a8 queening, and at the same time protecting the a8 to h1 diagonal, which would be where the queen would want to check on these 2 points, black's queen. Do you have any questions before I log off? Okay, what's the question? What's your question that you have? I'll work on that. I'll work on that. I'll make sure I do that. It's just I've had a lot of things. I shouldn't put off doing that. I just have. I apologize about that. But I will. I'll get on that for you. You guys to view the podcast on the YouTube so that you can learn from it. And that's the whole purpose of Chess Cruncher TV, is to actually improve and help the chess community. All right. All right. Do you have any more questions? Do you have any more questions? All right, perfect. Okay. I wanted to thank y'all for logging on and participating, and I know you're thinking, more end games, aren't they? Aren't isn't one end game alike? Well, as we can see that we learned from past pawns that a bishop, a knight, and a rook can't break a blockader. The only piece that can break a blockader is a queen. The queen is the only piece that can break the blockader. So we've actually learned. So it's not, end games aren't as simple as we can think. Some end games you could be down five pawns. We've seen 5 pawns, and because your pawn is more advanced and you have a more active queen, you can actually win against 5 past pawns because your pawn is more advanced and you have a more active queen. So, you know what? That's why I love doing end games, and that's why I always want my chess cruncher friends to study the end game because it makes a huge difference when you're playing. So just remember though that what you think about is powerful, because if you go into a chess tournament positive thinking, then you're going to play positive. But if you go into it with scared thinking that the player may be better than me, then you're not going to play to the fullest that the Lord's given you for your talent to do. So don't let the fear monster into your thoughts when you go there. Trust in the Lord, and He'll renew your strength, and you'll mount up His wings as eagles, and you'll run and not faint. Actually, you'll run and not be weary, and walk and not faint. I believe that's the quote. So you know what? We just have to keep going and improving. So remember, every long journey begins with one small step. Sometimes when you're studying and you feel like I can't go anymore, just one step after the other can get you across the endless desert. One step at a time. And so don't give up, my chess friends. Keep pushing forward. So whatever you do, remember, there are plateaus that Bruce Lee talked about. But we don't want to stay there. We want to go beyond them. And you know what? It may feel like a desert sometimes because you're like, am I ever going to get this into my mind? Yeah, be patient, have fun, and remember that the Lord's in control, and when He's with you, who could stand against you? That we also have to remember that it's not if you're going to fall or make a mistake, but it's when you do fall or make a mistake, remember to knuckle down and get right back up. And remember to treasure your victories and learn from your losses. And remember that mistakes do not define you. It's how you handle the mistake that defines you. And it truly is, because there's only one perfect. Nobody alive right now is perfect, okay? So you have to always remember that you're going to make a mistake, but it's how you handle the mistake. Do you get frustrated, or do you find out where the mistake was, fix it, and then next time don't make the same mistake? Or find out why, if you do make the mistake next time, what was the trick, what was the cause of it, and then fix that. And eventually you will improve, but nobody's perfect. Knowing is not enough, you must apply. Willing is not enough, you must do. And you have to remember that Bruce Lee didn't fear the person who practiced 10,000 individual kicks. He feared the person who practiced one kick 10,000 times. But never make excuses. I also wanted to add to that. Never make excuses, because excuses are not good. You want to always find what the problem is and improve on it. Let me see. I think that's it. I think we have one more thing to do. Remember, when you're studying, and most aren't, you're a chess cruncher, and chess crunchers will sit down at the board, and they will have confidence because the Lord's with them always, of course, and that chess crunchers hang up their coat, they hang up their hat, they sit down and study when most won't. A chess cruncher does, and that makes all the difference. And remember, always bring the Lord in with your studies. And as Wesley So says, through the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, and Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And I'm going to get on posting those to the YouTube so that you can enjoy them and watch them at your leisure. That's the whole thing. And I've been studying a little more chess, and I've just been forgetting to post those, but I won't. I'm going to get on that and make sure we get it done, because you know what? You don't want to have any loose ends. The Lord says to be ready in season and out of season, and that's what we got to do. And you don't want to leave place. You don't want to leave place for the wicked one. That's the whole thing. And so I'll leave you with that. Remember, 2 thumbs up. What did Hannibal Smith say? He loved it when a plan came together. but his main thing was predict what your opponent's going to do and always have a plan on what your opponent's going to do, but never forget yours. Keep pushing forward. Great job, and 2 thumbs up again. Hoorah, be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed.